Hello to everyone, we are the group number 1, and in this occasion we present you a small documentary about how the new forms of demagogy of the political movements dominate the Ecuadorian population, making us ideological dependent and slaves. Our goal with this video is give you a guide on how to recognize a bad politicals and bad governments. But first, let's define demagogy and populism.
Demagoguery is the art, strategy and power to seduce the people, which constitutes a form of political action in which there is a clear interest in the demagogues to manipulate and please the masses, through the use of an ideology, from of which they make promises and concessions that they will surely not fulfill, but that they use to obtain the favor of the people. Demagoguery goes hand in hand with populism, and both phenomena are the cause of the degeneration of democracy in a free society. What is populism? Populism is a political position that seeks, through various strategies, to obtain the support of the popular class. A populist defines a certain social class as the people by falsely identifying with them, making them believe that he is on their side to fight against a certain elite. Populists and demagogues implant in the people the feeling that they need a radical change, and they sell themselves through the use of oratory as the hope for such change. Furthermore, they use demagoguery to offer false solutions, telling people only what they want to hear.
Having understood this concept, let's see some examples of this in our Ecuador. Having understood this concept, let's see some examples of this in our Ecuador. Rafael Correa was a great speaker who convinced the Ecuadorian people to elect him president in also his state as president brought some political stabilization to the country after a period in which there were 7 presidents in 10 years. His government was marked by populism towards the lower class, false socialism, the critics of freedom of press expression and press freedom.
Now, in 2021 elections, the socialist candidate Andrés Arauz of the Union for Hope has used the image of former President Rafael Correa in his campaign to win votes, using the ideology of socialism to seduce the lower classes of Ecuador. One of the Arauz proposals is to deliver $1,000 to 1 million of families in Ecuador, stating that this measure will rectify the economy, but the truth is that this proposal only constitutes a clear example of demagoguery and a strategy to buy votes.
Corruption of the legal and electoral system. Former President Abdallah Bucaram was a true populist and demagogue, as he became president after manipulating Ecuadorians. In addition, Bucaram is a conclusive proof that there is a flaw in the electoral and legal system, since in the 2021 election, he was managed to run as a candidate for the National Assembly, despite having been involved in cases of corruption, organized crime, and acquisition of illicit medical supplies, crimes for which Abdallah faced legal proceedings and for which he was imposed house arrest. So it is incredible that the National Electoral Council has allowed him to run. In Ecuador, 16 candidates have been nominated for the presidency of the Republic in the 2021 elections. This period of the electoral campaign being a clear example of what populism and demagoguery represent, since we have seen how in the debates and propaganda these candidates lie and make proposals that they will not able to fulfill. After February 7, the day that Ecuadorians voted in the first round, the ease with which a political manipulates the masses was evident in the results.
Presidential offer that border on demagoguery. Presidential offer that border on demagoguery.
Presidential Debate 2021. The phrases that the presidential candidates use to offer changes, inform about their ideas, and defend themselves against their opponents during the debates were subjected to analysis by Ecuador Verifica. As a result, it was determined that at least 45% of what the applicant said during the event organized by the National Electoral Council was false or unenforceable. Both Carlos Sangay and Isidro Romero offer life imprisonment for the corrupt, which would violate the Constitution and the American Convention on Human Rights signed by Ecuador. Other unfulfilled ideas were said by Yacu Perez, with the elimination of the Council of the Judiciary. Andrés Arauz, who will have 2 million vaccines insured, but the negotiations are only made by governments, as established by the World Health Organization. Isidro Romero, Pedro Freile, and Lucio Gutiérrez. Isidro Romero also agrees with another candidate in unrealistic offers in oil matters. He's strong, along with Pedro Freile, say they will double oil production. According to the expert Nelson Baldion, this proposal is practically impossible, at least in a medium term. Lucio Gutiérrez is once again seeking the presidential seat, and among his tempting ideas of being president is the carrying of arms for the civilian population, as a solution to the increase in crime in the country. But experts explain that the application of this measure without the proper procedures will increase the levels of violence. Guillermo Lasso. The candidate of the Creo Alliance, Guillermo Lasso, offers to improve the lives of farmers and ranchers, with 1 billion in loans at 1% interest and with a 30-year term.
On April 11, the future of our Ecuador will be decided, and that decision is in the hands of all Ecuadorians. That is why we must meditate our vote very well, and not be fooled by demagoguery and populism, because our duty as citizens is to choose the best future for our country.
And that's all. Thanks for watching the video.